Hi, welcome to the channel. Before we start, I want to make a disclaimer that this is my opinion and I want you to respect it and I will respect yours as well. So let's get started. What is the morality and is there such a thing like a universal morality? Well, this subject is very hard because it deepens to other topics, other questions, other subjects such as is there purpose of life? What says science about it? What says religion about it? And does the soul exist? Like the ancient Greeks are telling us, and so on and so on. So I want to categorize the people in four categories. You would say, but there are more when you see them. And I would say, yes, but I want to manage the terms more easily. So that's why I want to categorize them in four categories. So the first is religious. You know, a person that respects his religion, his god or gods. Second is agnostic, and this is a person, yeah, it depends a lot. Here it depends a lot on the agnostic, but those are the people that are not sure if there isn't or there is God. The atheists, they're absolutely sure that there isn't God. And the fourth category is the people that just don't care. They don't want to participate in this discussion. But all of them, the religious, have faith in God. The agnostic have faith, for example, in himself, or not in himself, in science. And some part of his faith goes to the, for example, knowing that it could have God. The atheists, for example, they have faith only in themselves. Don't care, they would say, but I don't have any faith in anything, even in me. Yeah, but you have rules that you respect. So you have faith. So all of them, all people on earth, we have faith. Alright? And by having faith, that means that we respect some kind of rules, even if we don't actually think about it. What's going to happen if I'm going to tell you the two words killing and murder? You probably associate them with bad things. I hope that you associate them with bad things. What's going to happen if I'm going to tell you that if you kill your boss, you will receive 10 millions of dollars? You will probably say, but I'm going to jail. Well, you aren't going to jail. No one will acknowledge this. So what would you kill him? The religious people would say, no, because my God will punish me for my actions, and I cannot do unjust acts to just or unjust people. Well, the atheist would be like, what should I do? Should I kill him because no one will judge me? Well, it's a very tough question, and you're probably very confused and your face is like that. Well, let's make an assumption, hypothetical assumption, that there isn't anything. And by there isn't anything, I mean there wouldn't be anyone that will judge you. You would say, but for example, if there is some religious guy, he would say, well, I know that I'm absolutely certain that there is God. I have some radical religious people would say I have contact with God. Okay, but let's make an assumption before you acknowledge the fact that there is God. You didn't knew that, so let's go back to this period of not knowing that there is God. Let's make an assumption. Here are all of your rules that you respect from your religion, from your faith, and so on. But if there isn't anyone that will judge you, would you respect these rules? And if there isn't anyone that, for example, like a god that is giving you the rules, the moral rules you should follow, should you follow them? And if there isn't God, all the moral rules are just created by people. So there aren't rules. So does that mean that all the moral rules are just opinion or set of opinions? Well, it's time for definition. And by definition, I mean that there aren't any moral standards like universal rules unless you make such for you. Then someone will ask, why shouldn't be bad? Well, Let me give you an example with evolutionary perspective. Well, back in the days, there were only tribes, and if you aren't part of the tribe, you are dead. So that's why you should be part of a tribe. And if, for example, someone from the tribe knows that your intentions are to be, a killer or to commit a crime in order, for example, to get money from some friend from the tribe, you will be out of the tribe. Therefore, you are dead. Let me give you an example also with the Mongol Empire. Their territory, under the rule of Genghis Khan, spread it on southwest up to Baghdad, and in east their grasp reached southern China. Can you imagine this? And western north up to modern day Moscow. So you will probably say, but they were like monsters. They killed everyone on their path. Actually, the life within Mongol Empire wasn't just war, pillage and destruction. Once the Mongol conquered the territory, they left its internal politics alone and used local administrations to govern for them. So the Mongols let all religions flourish as long as the leaders prayed for them. So if you pray for Genghis Khan, his family, his nation, there won't be any problem. And now you're probably asking, what went wrong with the empire? Well, this is maybe the major problem, and in the empire there was envy, greed, hatred, and guess what? No mercy. The part of the family, one part of the family killed the other. So that's why I asked you if you would like to kill your boss, and no one would know this except you, because those people were like gods. Even the wall couldn't encounter them. So here's the main question: would you commit the crime and nothing would happen to you, or you will not? Because for these people, for their lives only, was like normal. I mean, nothing could encounter them. But for the entire empire, it was destructive, and the empire was gone. First, it separated on 4 parts, and the empire, then after it was gone. But let me give you another example. Right now, I want to give you an example with Japan and with the Sengoku Edict of 1635. Well, before this edict, Japan was full of civil wars because everyone had different opinion about the government, about the people that should rule, and that's why there were a lot of civil wars. The whole country was like in war with itself. So what was the Sengoku Edict? It was a Japanese decree intended to eliminate foreign influence enforced by strict government rules and regulations to impose these ideas. Well, you should say, well, but it's to eliminate foreign influence, not to stop the war. Well, but the positives were absolutely astonishing. Not only it stopped the war, it gave more business, the education blew up, more infrastructure, cultural prosperity, and the population almost doubled itself. Someone could say, yeah, but after 200 years, the economy wasn't that stable. Yeah, but you get my point, right? So you probably should negotiate with people, right? Well, imagine, this is a very interesting one. Imagine you are the only one in the whole world, maybe in the whole universe, right? You're enjoying yourself, you're free, you're like a god, you can do whatever you want, you can do your job, or this kind of job, it don't matter. And whoa, another person, you start to question yourself how to deal with this guy. Should I murder him? Should I bomb him? What should I do? But now you're not the only one that is asking the same question. So you both have fear that some of you can steal or murder the other. So you have to make some kind of agreement. And you make an agreement. And you make rules. And after you made the rules, you starting to recognize that when you respect and follow the rules, and even if you have the opportunity to kill or rob the other or to make him bad, you should not do it, because otherwise you wouldn't live a normal life. But if you respect the rules, without any doubt, you will live a normal life and you will successfully accomplish that. So in order for you to live a normal life, you shouldn't impair other lives. No matter the type of person you are, right? You ask, but if a person without any moral rules and standards tries to bully me, my family, even tries to kill me, and so on, you get my point? Well, that's why we have courts, walls, and prosecutor's office. But sometimes even they wouldn't help, you say. As long as you aren't damaged by him, you should not damage him. But if you start to sacrifice your well-being because of him, or even your life, there wouldn't be any resistance against these people, and therefore you're breaking the balance of the society. But my religion does not allow to commit unjust acts to just or unjust people. If everyone would sacrifice their life for the good and the well-being of the unjust people, there wouldn't be any good people, and we will live first in house, then we will vanish ourselves. There isn't any magic utopia, as far as we know, in this world, so we have to seek the balance. That's it. Well, the same implies even if you're the only one in the world, in the universe. For example, you could say, I will cut all the trees, I will kill any animal because I'm stronger than it, I could do whatever I want. Well, no, because the earth, in our case the earth, gives us the opportunity to live a life. And you could say, I don't give a damn about the life, I hate my life. Well, just the probability of you being alive is so rare and so great that this mathematical fact, you have to appreciate it. Alright? Just that fact. No matter if you like it or not, you have to appreciate just that fact and respect it. You could hate it, love it, that's it. So we have to learn to appreciate what we have, and we shouldn't do nonsense. And please, let's not be jerks. But what about God, religion, science, and the soul? Well, we will cover that in next videos. So stay tuned, hit the subscribe button, the bell, like the video, and until then, take care and peace.